Welcome to Craft Me Daddy. I'm Althea.
I'm Tiff.
And we are happy to be back on this beautiful Friday.
Yeah, because I don't know if you knew this, but we film on Fridays.
Yeah.
Also, this is from the our first mini-sode. We were prepping to make some tie-dye. So this is
So cute.
what we got. This is one of them, at least. So
It looks like professional. Like, how did you do the colors all,
I put it in the bathtub. I put a big piece of trash bags in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Because then I got this wet, and then I just got all the colors and I squirted it all over the place.
Huh.
Yeah, and then I let it sit. And then the next morning I woke up early and I rinsed it all out, and then I threw it in the dryer so it was dry enough. But I didn't even end up wearing it at the Pride because it was still a little wet.
Yeah.
But I still had a cute
What, like
Pride.
you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I can't wear this. I made it wet. Again. So.
Well, yeah, it looks so cute.
Yeah, the one that you made has the perfect heart on it. That's the one I put.
Really?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I posted a picture, but it might have been just on my own story and not on the Craft Me Daddy story. But, and I took some, so I was going to send them to you.
Heart.
I was going to be like, post these so that, because we just posted that mini-sode. So if you post these, it'll align with the craft that we made in the mini-sode. And so I forgot to send those to you.
Oh, man, I'm realizing, like, through all of this, it is so hard.
I love it hard.
To do, yes. But, like, just being organized, like, doing all the videos, matching it up with the crafts, like I spent all week just organizing everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And trying to, and we've done so many that I don't even remember, like, what episode is what. So
I know I get lost real easy because the first episode that we made, I didn't end up posting because there's a fly.
Ugh.
There's a fly.
Little demon.
And yeah, so because we didn't post it, I had all of our folders by like episode 1, episode 2, but then I'm posting them as episode 2 is episode 1 on YouTube. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I'm getting confused. What episode is what? So I had to go back and rename the folders because I was like, I'm confusing the shit out of myself because we didn't post episode 1.
Yeah.
So, still off.
It's a lot of stuff, but
A lot of stuff.
Cheers.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
We gotta remember to start with that.
I know.
Fuck. We have one job.
We both have ADHD. Right? You do, right?
I am so ADHD.
Oh.
That's why, like, I can hardly focus when my dogs are snoring. And I can't believe she's already snoring. Like, could you even wait before you're bored? You could and you're closer. Our cameras are closer to the snoring than we are, but I'm like trying to focus on what I'm saying, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and then she came out in her high heels and her pearls, and what was I talking about? Because Freya's snoring. What was it? What? Freya's snoring?
It's just like a rhythmic sound in the background now to me.
Yeah, but you have 5 kids, so you can tune things out better than I have 1 kid, so I don't tune them out as well.
That's one thing that I do is I actually like chaos or being in a place where it's super, like, loud. I remember when I was first married to my ex, he has, like, 8 siblings, the oldest of 9. And I used to love going over there because it was so loud. And because I kind of, like, disappear in the loudness. And then his dad would be like, so, Althea. And he'd, like, make some super cringe joke to pull me out of my hiding.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah, so today we're going to talk about insecure men.
I'm super excited. Because I have so many stories.
Yeah, me too. Well, mostly one huge story and then, more after that.
We're not technically calling this a series But we're definitely going to circle back to insecure men
Yeah.
often because there's too many experiences. And it actually would be cool if people that are listening, if they have a story about the audacity of men, number one, and or just your experience with, somebody who was super insecure and how it affected you. Like, tell us, email us.
Yeah. I'd like to hear, like, people's comments and engagement.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then, so our craft is going to be some trucker hats again, because she has
I have a special request.
So I'm going to show her how to do it. So I'm just going to go over it really quick. So I have a hat press, and it comes with this little doohickey. That's a technical term. And you put the doohickey on the inside of the hat, right? You want to get it, that little lip. You want to spread those lips so you can get it all up in there. All the way, all good and deep. But you also want it to be even, because then you tuck it in the back like this. And you really just make it tight. And then what you'll do is you'll place your thingy.
So we have the little that she made with her Cricut.
Yeah, and you can't. It's
I don't
cringe
know
right
if you
now.
can see it, but
Yeah, it's just Cricut. What is it called? It's infusible ink. So then you just line it up where you want it.
So it's like a sheet, and you put it in the Cricut. You design it on your computer.
Yeah, and it's a full sheet. Then you have to weed it, which means taking the extra stuff off. And this one's particular. It's hard. You can't do like little tiny details with this type because it's like a thicker material and it won't work. But then just like any iron-on, you put it on there, but you have to be careful that like you don't move it again. So it's like if that's where you want it, then you leave it.
Yeah.
And you put your paper on top like this, and then you're gonna need to, from the this. Well, you'll turn it this way so you don't have that thing in the way. But and then you'll push with pressure, and you'll hold for like 15 seconds, and then you can start kind of moving. Yeah. But you want to have firm pressure, because the more pressure, then the deeper it soaks in. The deeper it gets in there.
I'm ovulating. I was just thinking about the deepness to the cervix.
You're like, I can't
reach the cervix.
I can't make this hat anymore. And I'm sure that was really loud. I'm sorry, I just scooted it right by the mic because I'm an idiot.
Oh, no.
But why don't you just go ahead and make that?
Okay.
And
okay.
So you put the paper on. Get the hat press.
It's all hot and ready?
It's hot and ready. Let's see some boobs.
Yeah, make sure we get some.
And now push.
Like the other video you did?
Yeah. Make sure you... Oh, look at them. Yeah, girl. Don't break my table, though.
I know. I just watched this video that we did the other day.
Just hold longer.
Just hold?
A little bit more, yeah. Because you want it to, like, get all of the ink into the thing.
Saturate.
No. Wiggle again.
Dude, I'm so
all right, now
hot right
gently.
now.
I know I am too. It's because this fucking thing is on. Now, like, lift up. Let's see.
So you can check it.
Well,
It doesn't ruin it?
You can't really check it, but I think it needs some more pressure on this side.
Okay.
So, like, move it this way and then, like, kind of push. Oh, I got it. So I'm already here. Come on this side. Oh, you can see my fat armpit boob.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
Wait, so
And then let it...
I'm asking because
It bled a little bit, but...
Oh, really? Ooh, no, I think it looks perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. And so you added shading.
No, I didn't. That's because
Really?
That's because we moved it a little bit.
Shit.
So that's totally on
I thought that
accident.
was part of the art. Oh my
I mean, yes.
God.
So let me take this out.
So the paper, what kind of paper is it that you use?
That's just parchment paper.
No, the actual, because I forget.
it's
I don't know if you said it
infusible
already.
ink. I did. It's
Oh,
infusible
okay.
ink.
Okay.
And it comes with its own iron paper.
Oh,
And
okay.
so Jezebel. Yes. There's your hat, bitch.
Yes. So I wanted a Jezebel hat because
She's a harlot.
I'm a harlot, and the insecure man that I've dealt with in my life has really painted this story of me being this Jezebel to my kids, and the whole religion thing, and then growing up religious. So I'm kind of like, you know what? You're going to think I'm like this Jezebel? Well, I'm going to wear it with pride.
Yeah, you ever listen to Poe?
No.
Johnny, angry Johnny, this is Jezebel in hell. No?
No, that sounds familiar.
I want to kill you.
Really?
I want to blow you
I'm going to have to look that up
away.
on Spotify
Oh my
later.
God, it's like literally
I'll listen to it
like
when I get home.
freshman year in high school.
It sounds super familiar.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can do it to your mind. I can do it to your face. Oh yeah, I fucking love that song. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm all, wait. And now we're going to take a little break for me to sing a song. I'm just kidding. No breaks.
Can I get some of the Stella Royale?
Stella Royale. I can do it to your mind. I can do it to your face.
So what you're making, what is yours going to say?
Scar tissue. Oh, that's what I can explain.
Scar tissue.
So in the Hash community, right, the Hash House Harriers, which is the run club that I'm a part of, which is a worldwide club. Like I went to New Orleans and it was a hash event. Anyways, so we pride ourselves in anonymity. That is not an easy word to say. And so what we do is after you've done a certain amount of runs and you've harried a trail and we know you're going to stay, you get a hash name. Once you get a hash name, at the hash, that is what they call you. So before I was named, I was just Tiffany. Because you have to put the just in front of it. Like when you went, you were just Althea. Mm-hmm. But now I'm Scar Tissue. And there's a whole name backstory for it. We have naming ceremonies. I was named in Louisiana at the Hash at Bossier Shreveport, Hash House Harriers. And they baptized me in the Red River. I like stripped down into my like panties and underwear.
I didn't hear this part.
We had an ordained minister and he was like, from here on out, you'll now be known as Scar Tissue. And he dunked me under and it was amazing.
Wow.
And that's how like, yeah, it was a really fun tradition to do for a naming. It was like, this is fucking epic. And so and that was in 2000, I was named in 2010. Or I might have been named in 2011, but I started hashing in 2010. So, because December 2010 is when I started hashing. So we're almost to December. Oh my God, 15 years of hashing. So, you know,
wow.
Yeah, you can do it anywhere you go. It's fucking cool, man. So what I'm doing is I'm making myself a hat with my hash name on it.
So I'll start talking about the insecure men thing.
Get it, girl.
I deal with, I was married to an insecure man, very insecure. And we had this couple that we met, and after my whole, end of my marriage and me trying to figure out my life, and we're just trying to figure out how to heal, oh my gosh, I was in this,
You mean after the relationship?
Yeah.
You said that you had this couple.
Yes. So I'm trying to think of how to explain this in the right way. But so I'm writing a book about my life, and one of the chapters is going to be called the Stepford Wife Cult. And if any of you have seen the movie The Stepford Wives, I think that's what it's called, The Stepford Wives. I watched this movie when I was married, actually, and I was like, wow, this is just like me and my marriage. in a way. But so the Stepford, if you haven't seen that movie, the Stepford Wife, Nicole Kidman plays in it. They have like an older one in like the 80s or something, and that one's really funny because like the 80s style of movies are just so like cheesy.
Yeah.
The way they film it. But the recent one was with Nicole Kidman and the other guy from I forget his name. He's Sarah Jessica Parker's husband, Matthew McConaughey or something. So anyways,
I have no idea.
But the whole story is they create this town, and it's like this separate little world, and the husband convinces the wife, let's go live here, look at this really cool town. And all the wives are like these gorgeous, talented, amazing, beautiful women. Like they all have
like us?
Yes. Like us. Like they're powerful and they're successful. Like some of them are like pilots. A judge was one of them. And they're all beautiful. And so the men that are married to them are insecure men. They feel threatened by their power. So they take him to this town. They convince him to go to this town, and then they turn them into robots, basically. Like there's some machine turns them into robots, and then they just become like these 50s wives where they are dressed super nice every day, and they just go to these classes and learn how to be, like a submissive,
a proper
wife. Exactly, a proper wife to their husbands. So this movie, the Stepford Wife Club, or whatever it's called, I realized I had this exact situation in my life. So we knew when I was married, when I first married, we met this couple, and I'm going to call them the names of the actual characters in the movie, Walter and Claire. But I wrote a chapter for my book about this. So I'm going to read part of the chapter because it's insane that my life... So this is a real, true story. Everything that I'm writing. Memoir style.
Yeah. And this is the book that you're writing.
Yes. So I'm writing a memoir. And when I wanted to talk about insecure men, it just... I have like most of my book is about my ex and our long marriage and his explaining how he is an insecure man. Or not. What were you going to say?
I was like thinking that it's shitty that you're writing a book about your ex. It should be about you. Yeah,
so actually I want to take that back. I'm not writing about him. It's about my life, but
a huge chunk of your life.
A huge chunk of my life has to do
with that marriage.
I mean, I was married to him for like 16 years, and I could be bitter about how that was the good years of my life and all that, and what he took from me, and he's still a giant ass, and always will be. But thank you, because he taught me so many things about myself and pushed me into becoming who I am. So,
but I want to say that I've been single most of the time that you were married, and I would say that these are the best times of my life. That when I was in my 20s and my early 30s, and I was an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing. I was not self-aware the way that I am now. I didn't make as much money. Who I am now and the life I live now and like the freedoms that I have now, I think that your ex didn't take the best days of your life because they're now.
Yeah, that well said. Yeah, that's completely true. And I mostly say that because a lot of people do get like bitter, and they just ruminate in that, you know, how somebody stole all those years.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way.
And after the divorce, when I realized everything that had happened, I could have been angry at him, you know, because
and it's especially after a divorce, like it's fair to be angry.
Well,
you
plus I had
not even like that they took years from you, but that like
for 16 years,
but that like you were treated like shit.
Yeah,
like you're allowed to be fucking mad about that. You know, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and I am living the best years right now.
Well, maybe once your teenagers
I know my
are grown
purpose.
up.
I've had quite a week with my children, but also another chapter in my book. It's going to be called "The Puppet Master," because my kids are heavily influenced by him because he's always manipulating through the kids.
Yeah.
In a way where
he can.
Mostly plays the victim to them, and he somehow twists everything, and that's why I call him the puppet master, because he makes it in a way where he's like a puppet master. He's manipulating the situation up above just by feeding off little things they say, little things they do, and keeping track of everything I'm doing and my parenting and trying to be controlling and etc. But that is the hard part now that I'm not married to him anymore, is constantly having to deal with
just because you're not married to somebody doesn't mean you don't have to fucking still deal with them. And that's the hard part about dating a narcissist marrying them is it's never ending, especially if you have kids with them.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's actually a book a friend of mine recommended to me that was called like Co-Parenting with a Narcissist. It was something like that. And she was like, it's been very, very helpful.
Probably read that book.
I mean, there's still time. You have 15 children.
15 children.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. So,
but I also wanted to say that if you know, somehow my kids ever, you know, hear me talking about their father, I do not regret. They are like my heart, and I love them so much, and it's never like anything on them, you know, because I remember
that's the one good thing that comes out of a marriage with a narcissist.
Yeah, and I wouldn't take anything back. I would not do anything different. Like,
same.
It was worth it because of them. Even though they're
but you better act right, you little shit.
These days, they're like, they say the most knife stabbing shit to me these days. But anyways,
they're teenagers.
That's and I texted her this week, and I was like having a meltdown because of my kids, and she's like, kids just. They know what to say. When you said that, they know what to say to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, then that's what
they're
trying.
Even if it's knife stabbing, they're just trying to get what they want.
And that's what their frontal lobe isn't developed yet, which basically means they're all narcissists. Their brain is still growing. So like I had to learn that. Actually, when my therapist told me that about our brains, I was like, shit. I can't, they're going to do that. So I would just tell Sam, like, try to be consistent and be like, do you think that helps something when you say that to me?
Yeah.
Do you think that that's going to help you get what you want by you saying that to me? And I, like, phrase it back in a question. And then they're just, you know what? Whatever. I wish I could go to my dad's. You know, it's just like, yeah, okay, but you can't. And so while you're here,
that's what my son said to me this week too. He's like, I can't wait to go to Dad's house. And I'm like, he knows that. And then he made a comment like, I know you care because you were crying all week when his sister left. And I'm like, wow. So you're going to say something that know hurts me.
I got to tell you that I was the worst teenager. I hit my mom. I fucking said mean things to my mom. I made my mom cry. So when I'm telling you that it's not forever, I'm coming from a place of I was the incredibly mean teenager.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got on my own and didn't have parental help, my mom got close. And we've been close ever since.
Aw.
But I was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, more than my mom even knows. I mean, I was doing shit she didn't even know
More
about,
than she knows. Yeah, that really helped me when you made that comment because...
About me being a piece of shit?
No, when you told me that... No, when you told me that it sounds like they know how to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of switched something in my mind, like... Because I was in pain because my kids are actually believing all this stuff that's going on over there instead of knowing my heart and what like that's not my intentions and you should know that, but you're believing these things because the older daughters are over there talking shit about me, you know, and they're bringing back, like, I don't talk about them at all. I don't talk about the dad, but like stuff will come up and it's because they know that I'm heartbroken about my daughters.
And they know that they can get what they want if they play that card.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
also, honestly, when these people look back on things, as long as you're not in constant reaction mode and you're being the person that you want to be, you're not buying into it, you're not trying not to respond that much, like, just know, okay, you know what? It's unfortunate that you feel that way because I really love you. And you move on about your day and not let these things get to you so much, then they'll start to realize who the consistent one is. You know, who,
That's amazing. That's the same thing that when I went on the Narcissist Apocalypse podcast.
Yeah.
He told me the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you just cannot react or do anything. And I already do really, that's the one thing I'm really trying to do is not react because I've learned that lesson with a narcissist. But that's the only thing that they have against me right now is, well, we don't talk to you anymore because of the way you react. And I know that he feeds that to them and tells them, your mother's unstable and all this. And it's like, because I was bawling when my daughter like did something. Anyways, I don't want to go on a rant about that. But he said the same thing that you said is like,
your character will speak for itself.
Eventually, they'll see the consistency of your actions. So, yeah, like the other day when my son was like, I believe the sisters and I can't wait to go home. And he said some other things that would normally just fucking make me lose it because he's my last little cutie bear that still, but stuff is getting into his head. So I literally
But he's becoming a teen
just went like
more
this.
and more.
Yeah, he's the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
I literally just like nodded my head and I was like, okay. And I walked out of the room.
Yeah.
And I closed the door and cried, but I didn't do it in front of him.
It's
because I can't
see how that works out for you, son.
Yeah. You're not going on because he was upset because he wanted to go play Roblox after a day of total disrespect and self-entitlement because I've been cutting back because they are on it way too much.
You've been cutting back on screen time.
Screen time, yes.
Right.
Yeah. So there's like fuzzies. But, yeah, so anyways.
I literally just pictured like an invisible person. Like, and we're like, what is that? And there's just this person like.
It's like Horton Hears a Who.
What?
There's like this little fuzzball and there's like a whole little mini town inside the fuzzball.
Yep.
Because you said a little person like on your nose. It literally feels like there's a little feather on my nose.
Really,
so annoying.
I was actually picturing like a creepy old lady, like demon, like ghost. That's like, like that's how she like. I don't know.
Of course. I was like,
she's like,
little
person. And I'm like, that bitch from the Nun is fucking tickling your nostrils before she takes your soul. Yeah.
Dude, I love how like extreme you are, and then I'm like more fluffy land, even though I'm like, the witch.
I'm like everything.
And you're not.
I'm like self-defense is key to prevent murder.
Dude, I'm like totally just. I have this warrior thing too, but I have when I go to jiu-jitsu, they all tell me you need to be more aggressive, and that's like my literal goal. Be a bitch, which actually reminds me. Can I go on a little rant? I'm never gonna get into this.
Listen, it's real stupid that you're like, I need to be a bigger bitch.
And then I ask permission.
Can I go on a rant?
I know.
Like, nope. The answer's no, bitch.
It's a constant thing with me, and sometimes like I'll be in the grocery store and I'll pass people by and I'm like, stop apologizing, and I'll be like, excuse me, sorry, and then I'm like, after I pass, I'm like, fucking Althea, stop saying you're fucking sorry.
I won't lie, I hate it. When
Yeah,
you're like,
I
are you
too.
sure? Are you sure it's okay? I'm like, oh my God, Althea, if it was a problem, I'd say, hey, I'm just really feeling tired tonight. Like, I'm like, come on.
I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah.
It will help me. It's habitual, and I know that it's a problem that I have, and I need to fucking stop. But
yeah, because like I know it's coming from a place of like, concern and everything, but it's also like, for me, especially because I'm with the ADHD, I'm like, go, and then I'm like, I feel like she should know by now that if it was a problem, I would tell her. But it's not, just not just that, but like just sometimes when you're like being too worried.
Well, I do with everybody. It's like a childhood thing where I feel like a burden, because when I was growing up, I always felt like a burden to my mother, because one of the key things she would tell me, or I remember clearly as a kid, is she used to want to sail the world. That was her life dream. But then
the world?
Sail in a sailboat.
Oh, sail.
I
was like, the world isn't hers to sell. What the fuck is... Yeah, okay.
Well, no,
sail.
Not sail, but she wanted to sail the world as a missionary, and
in the missionary position.
And she didn't want to have any kids, but she married my dad and had us 4 kids. And as a kid, when she would tell us that story, I'd always be like, well, I'm sorry I ruined your life. And I realized that later in life too, recently, actually, when I was writing about her in my book. And like, because a situation happened, she's like, was I a good mother to you? And then I realized, why are you asking me that? That's such a stupid question. Like, you're my mother. But that another thing that made me feel like a burden to her was because she was always, her whole like energy and personality is like a checklist, like get to this, get to that, get to that, like it's always like about approval. And I just never felt like she wanted to hang out with me, because it was like next thing.
Yeah.
So like on top of that, and her telling us that she wanted to sail the world, but she ended up having us 4 kids, always made me feel like I was a burden. So later in life, it's like I'm always afraid I'm putting people out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put anybody out, and but I know that I need to break that habit and step into being worthy.
You need to
I'm worthy.
Go back to like little Althea and understand that like your mom was allowed to want to sail the world, and then her life changed, and so you can like imagine that you're talking to little Althea and be like I know that hurt to hear, but you're gonna want to sail the world too. Maybe not like literally, but like, there's stuff like,
yeah.
And kids change the path of things,
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you didn't have these other things and goals and things that, you might be excited to do later on. But like, you're writing your book, and you want to write your book. And I know that you dedicate your time to your kids when you have them, but you have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And so there's got to, I'm sure it's probably kind of checklisty too. And so like, I think, but I think you do a good job with checking in.
I did struggle with that. When I had the kids, I always felt guilty for being overwhelmed because I'm like, well,
there's
I know you're not a burden, but I feel like you're a burden. But I don't want you to feel like you're a burden. And I think it still ended up.
There's a word for it. I did an endurance race once, and it was like we had this card we had to write on it, and it was our burden and our commitment or something like that. And it was Sam. Sam has both been my burden and the greatest thing in my whole life. But that can happen at the same time. And that's what I was saying about when you are talking to, little Althea about your mom. Remind her that there can be burden and greatest love. Like it's the hardest thing to do in my whole life was to be a mom. I've been to Iraq where we're getting fucking blown up with IEDs. And I still think being a single parent was the hardest thing I've ever done. It's been the scariest thing I've ever done. It's been the most burdensome thing I've ever done. It's been the most sacrificial thing I've ever had to do. And it's simultaneously been the most incredible, most rewarding, pissed me off more than anything has ever pissed me off, scared me more than anything's ever scared me, and just made my heart full more than anything has ever made my heart full. And those things can all exist together.
That's insane how, like, you have this, like, it's like, wow, it's like the most hard thing ever.
Like a giant penis tree. I'm sorry.
What?
I just had to grab a hold of the hard thing because that's who I am as a person. Sorry. Go ahead.
And then it's the hugest love. Like, you can't live without them. But then it's also the most painful thing.
Well, and I think they go hand in hand, right? Like, when you sacrifice for something, that's love. Does it suck to sacrifice sometimes? Totally. Do we want to not go pick up our kids from school and go hang out with a hot Italian guy? Totally, but like, we don't want our kids to feel like they're stuck or that somebody doesn't love them.
To feel the way I felt when I was a kid.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I want them to feel safe and loved or whatever. And it still comes out sometimes, because they see me stressed. They see me overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, my therapist, when I had the family therapist, she explained it as like a cup. And she was like, when you come home from work and you're stressed and you had a hard day at work and your cup adds to your cup, adds to your cup. So your cup is full. Maybe there's like, you have 10 ounces in your cup and you're at 9 ounces. And then Sam spills her milk. And that's like the stress level of 3 ounces. So now your 10 ounce cup is overflowing and you're like, what the heck? But if it was a Saturday and you went to yoga and you didn't have anything to do and then she spilled the milk, you'd be like, oh my gosh, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. And that helped me and my daughter communicate how full our cup was so that we could identify that, like, my stress response is not you. I could come home and say I had a hard day at work. And so I need things to go smoothly today, or I just want to let you know, like, if I react, that's not you, but I had a really tough day. And then she would have, when she was younger, it would be harder. She'd be like, I'm going to throw a giant fit still and throw things and whatever. And then be like, I had a really stressful day at work. My friends said that they don't want to hang out with me anymore. And I'd be like, oh, okay, but we got to a communication point. I mean, she was still a shithead after that, for sure. But we were able to start to learn how to communicate those cups being full. And when your cup is full, it's hard to deal with a lot.
That's a really great analogy.
It is. It helped me be like, check in with myself and realize that, yeah, would that thing make me mad on a Saturday after yoga? So how could I react to that now? Even though I want to react like, fuck, I'm pissed, You know, like when the dogs won't pee and I'm late to work and I'm like, go fucking pee, dogs. You know, I have to be like, you know what? These dogs have to pee.
Yeah.
And they don't understand English.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back to your Stepford Wife friends.
Yes. So I'll just read. I'm going to read some of the chapter because it explains this couple that I met that is just like the movie. So
this is like her first book reading, guys.
Yeah. I'm excited because, you know, I don't think I've ever read part of my book, but
it better be good.
I know. I'm just kidding. Pressure. Don't leave comments if you think it's stupid. Just joking.
Yeah. No, she's not. If you think it's stupid, eat a dick.
Yes. Okay, so in the early days of my marriage, I moved into the apartment complex where my then husband was already living. Shortly after, we became the managers of the building. That was when I first met Walter Crespi. So Crespi is the actual name of the movie.
The character.
Actor. Yeah, the character. He arrived eager, almost desperate to secure an apartment. I remember him lingering after the interview, returning more than once to plead his case. Determined to convince my then husband that he was the right tenant. And in the end, he got exactly what he wanted. Him and his pregnant girlfriend moved below us. So Walter had gotten his girlfriend pregnant and, being so devoutly religious, needed to marry her quickly and provide a home for them or face the shame from his church for having sex before marriage, which actually in real life we started hanging out with them, or I mostly hung out with his wife because my then husband, he never wanted to socialize with anybody. Until later we'll explain that he
could identify with
best
the fucking...
Yes, he's like, oh, you're
let's control women
perfect.
Together. Yeah.
Yes, because at this point in the beginning, they both were safe. They had their wives, you know, controlled, or he needed to hurry up and marry her. And I remember going with them to their church, and they went up in front of the whole congregation and asked for forgiveness for having sex before they got married. And I remember, like, I'm like, I was a Christian at the time, but I'm like, this is a little too far, you know?
Yeah.
Like, really?
You know what? If that was me, you know, I would do that. I would go up in front of the whole congregation and be like, I am so sorry that I unzipped his pants and I pulled his penis out and I started rubbing it, and then it got real hard, and then I'm real sorry that I took my panties off, and then I climbed on top.
Oh my God!
They would be like, no, Jezebel,
get her off the stage.
You're forgiven. God, Jesus, fuck.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember being like, this is nuts. But, you know, whatever. So, and then I had a lot of shame too in the beginning of my marriage because we had sex before.
Yeah, now you're like,
do I
need to go up there and fucking get some forgiveness?
And it's funny because my husband wasn't even with me because he never wanted to, like,
church.
He didn't even want to go to the church that we went to. So I started going to this church with them, which was very controlling or whatever also. But I'll continue reading because it explains more of the story. So after they confessed, Claire, the pregnant girlfriend, and I grew close. When I first met her, she had dreadlocks and was fully pregnant, about to pop with her first child. After she gave birth to her daughter, she wore baggy clothes to hide her body, even though to me she looked great. She commented about her weight being bigger than she was comfortable with. And so I explained that because she was gorgeous. but she was super insecure about her body. And I didn't get it because her husband was not attractive. And she's super insecure about her body.
Well, that's how I don't want to say unattractive because it's not about, that's how the manipulative people know who to pick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because you can be super successful and then also still have same, like me, I'm like, oh my God, and when I'm going through a thing or after a breakup when I'm super insecure and, I'm an easy target because I think that I'm fat or whatever. And it makes me vulnerable.
Yeah.
It makes me prey.
Yeah.
Easier prey.
Yeah. And so for me, when I was married to my insecure husband, he liked me. He wanted me to be pretty. And at the end of our marriage, he could only tell me 3 things that he liked about me when I was like, this is, at the end of I was like, no, our marriage is not healthy. He's like, you're beautiful, you're a good mom, and you're modest. So all safe things for an insecure man. So when we got married, he would get upset whenever I would leave the house, or if I wasn't in our, routine with him.
Yeah.
Then he got mad at me one time because I wanted to, and I explained this in the podcast too, also, that I went on, that we went to some party and I was like, oh, this is so awesome, because I'm a social person, and we never went anywhere the first couple years of our marriage. And this is when I still looked kind of cute too, before I started gaining weight.
You still look cute.
Well, now I do after I've not been married to him.
I'm sure you were cute.
But he kind of kept, part of his insecurity is he kept me overweight. So I would be if after I started having babies, I was I would gain weight and I couldn't lose weight, but then I would just be super miserable about it. And I'd be like, please don't bring me junk food, please. I'm so miserable. And I would give him this whole speech because I think subconsciously I knew that he didn't want, he was going to sabotage me feeling good. Because as soon as I started to feel good, I started to lose weight, I started to work out, he would ruin it. Because he wanted me to stay a little bit chubby so that I wouldn't leave him. So I wouldn't feel good and look good and leave him.
Yeah.
So
the same thing happened with Shmulio. Was as soon as I started taking the improv classes, and I was still really heavy because I gained 50 pounds when I was dating him. And I've never been that big in my life, not even when I was pregnant. And for me, it wasn't because he was trying to keep me fat. He was so judgy and awful about things, but it was because I was so miserable that the only happiness I was finding was food.
Yeah, so that was me too, my whole marriage.
I was eating a lot of that, but then also the other stuff. But wait, what you said
about keeping you overweight because you won't leave him. Was it
shit?
Well, you're talking about food.
Yeah, so because that's not what he did for me, but something you had said reminded me of Shmulio and how he
feeling good.
Oh,
because
I'm close.
It made you feel good.
When I started doing improv.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So when I was like, you know what, I need to do something for myself, and so normally if we went to the gym, he would want to go to the gym with me, and it'd be like, well. Sometimes I'm going to go to the gym with my girlfriends, and it was like, well, I'm never going to go to the gym with just, without you. And then he didn't want to go if I wasn't going to go. And I'd be like, just go. I don't want to go to your fucking gym, your sissy fucking gym. Anyways, it was fun a little bit, but it wasn't a gym for me. Yeah. And so I started improv, and within the first month we broke up.
Oh.
And I feel like a lot of it was I found this thing.
Yeah.
And he was working so hard to take me down, and make me feel bad and make me feel like everything was my fault. And I started doing this thing, and it started to make me a little bit more confident. And then that, he could not hang. I mean, he never brought that up, but yeah. I know that that's weird. As soon as I start doing my own thing and it doesn't include him, he starts getting...
That's a completely insecure thing. Like,
I got mad stories.
You're going away, so that means that things could happen. She could feel good about herself. She's gonna find somebody else.
I'm the man. I am so insecure that if she goes out and starts meeting people and having fun and I'm not there, there's no way she's going to stay with me. So how can I manipulate the situation to make sure that she doesn't meet anybody that's definitely going to take her from me because I suck so fucking bad. But that's not how they feel consciously.
Yeah.
It's subconscious. They are insecure.
Is it though?
I mean, a lot of it is because they go from like, they think they're all that, and they can't do any wrong. But ultimately, they do not think that they're good enough. So they want the woman, we talked about this before, right? They want the woman that is the shiniest, most successful pilot or doctor. And then when they get them, that person just constantly reminds them that they're not fucking good enough. They're not good. It doesn't remind them on purpose. They're not reminding them by doing anything. Their subconscious is like, she's better than you because she's a doctor. She makes more money than you. She's a doctor. And so then they start chipping away at the woman to make themselves feel better because they feel so insecure about when they wanted you because you were shiny. And they wanted the shiny thing. It made them feel like, ooh, then I am good enough. I got the shiny thing. But then the shiny thing reminds them of their own insecurities. And so then they want to chip away at the shiny thing to make it dull, to make themselves feel better. It's fucked up.
Yeah, so that part I didn't realize. I always thought that they came to the well, I forgot what I was saying.
Well, so like honestly, like you can be successful, right? But you still have a vulnerability, right? Because if you're a super confident woman and a man that's insecure shows up, you might notice it. But a lot of times these guys are so savvy and manipulative that you don't even know
but a
that
lot
they're
of them
the shitty
look
ones.
Like they're confident men.
Yeah, but
they're not.
My
they're
cousin,
the opposite.
and I hope
That
one
is
day.
so cute what you're making.
Yeah, right. My cousin, and I hope that one day I become famous, just so that like I give this shout out to him because he's so fucking
you
cool.
are famous. We are famous.
But we are.
You have to think it before.
But my cousin told me, and it was like some of the greatest advice I ever got. He was like, what I've noticed from being a dude and watching my women friends, whatever, is 90% of men are not going to approach a woman. They're also nervous or whatever else, right? They're not like, oh, I don't know if that person's interested or not. 10% of men will approach a woman. 90% of that 10% are fucking pieces of shit.
Damn.
So that's why he's like, go up and just talk to somebody. If you go out, just go up and be like, hey, how are you? Or, hey, what are you drinking? Because 90% of men don't go up and approach somebody. We're waiting for this confident man to come approach us. But most of the good ones are like, well, whatever. There's a chick. Sure, she's cute, but she could have a wife or a husband or a wife. She could have anything. So, like, I'm not just going to approach somebody. And 10% of the men are like, I don't give a fuck if she's married or whatever. She looks like someone I want to bang, so I'm going to go talk to her. And sure,
and
maybe
they probably get off on getting the whole manipulation of...
Right. So, like, it's important for women to understand that we need to be able to strike up a conversation with somebody because that might be what gets them to ask us out. If we're just waiting around like, well, I just want someone that's confident enough to ask me out. Like, they might be confident, totally confident, but they might not know out of all the women in the bar to come up to you. The one that's coming up to you, he might have already gone up to 7 other women and got turned down. And he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just playing a numbers game. And you happen to be the one that thought you
And that just takes
You know?
away the whole, like, I'm just another person.
Exactly. And so that's why it's like, people are like, oh, I always want this. I want a man. It's like, yeah, yes, you do. Of course, we all want that. We all want that, like, masculine, confident. But just because a man is not approaching us does not mean he's not those things.
Yeah.
You know? And so, but chances are, what my cousin is saying is, chances are the one that approaches you is a piece of shit.
I think I did hear that somewhere. Or I think it was when I was listening to something about narcissism or something.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those overconfident, because a lot of narcissists are actually, they're all very insecure, and that's
Right. The loud
why-
ones are the
they're
ones
extremely
and- yeah.
insecure because, it's not about, like, connection, or it's about control and manipulation or whatever.
Ultimately, it's about them feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, so
they have to control and they have to manipulate in order to maintain trying to feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
It's a super self-centered whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, your book?
Yes. Okay.
Sorry. I know we were like tangent.
No, I that's all really good stuff though,
Yeah.
But so we met this couple, or I'll just keep reading it.
Yeah,
but
read.
She was a beautiful girl. Well, okay.
Bad bitch. She was a bad bitch.
She was so cool. But she got, after she had her baby, she transformed from a pretty hippie lady to a Barbie.
She was always
And
gorgeous.
I'm just saying that because of the way that she presented herself, not because of
she
like,
changed.
She changed into like this really like fake, like, but she looked like a Barbie because
She was so pretty.
the way she presented herself, like her everything was like fake.
Always perfect.
But she was like, had this fakeness about her. But like, because when they first got married, she had like dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And she wore baggy clothes, and then
Yeah, she was unique.
Yeah. So she was always gorgeous, even when she had a little weight on her. Her hair became perfectly styled, flawless makeup, the kind of woman people whispered about, calling her the trophy wife. In truth, that's exactly how she looked next to Walter, who was ordinary, a little chubby, and possibly shorter than her. She had said there were comments of her being a trophy wife, but she always had this, like, fragileness about her. And one time she cracked and her mask slipped only once in the very beginning. She asked me to come talk to her privately in the beginning of our friendship. She went from the pretty, put-together exterior to having a meltdown and dripping onto the floor, expressing how she hated being married and did not know what to do. I did not know what to say to her. It was out of nowhere. The very next day, she went back to her polished self like nothing had happened. That was her only crack behind the mask of perfection. I could always see it through our friendship. I always secretly wanted her to truly be herself, but it was always fake, like she was Barbie with a role to play, and that was that. We did so much together in those years. She was my model when I was practicing makeup artistry. Well, I'm just going to skip all that, but we had we were pretty close. And we even... Okay, I'll start from there. We would make gorgeous blankets from fabric scraps that she...
Oh, cool.
She was the most amazing artist. Like, she could do anything. We made these huge... She worked at an interior design
nice. Yeah.
place, so she would take the scraps and she would make these beautiful purses. And then me and her... Because I sew, and we'd make these big, huge blankets with expensive fabric.
Yeah.
And she would make anything. She made this bassinet one time, and it looked like this rich, fancy bassinet. But so anyway, she was extremely talented. And I remember traveling with Claire to visit her mom in New York, just the two of us and her baby, leaving our husbands behind. The whole trip, she was in a quiet panic, constantly worried that Walter would cheat on her or watch porn while she was gone. I didn't understand it From the outside, Claire was stunning, talented, the kind of woman people envied. Yet beneath all that, she was gripping her marriage with white knuckles, holding tightly to the religious structure that told her this was the only way to be good, to be safe, to be chosen.
Well, so it's not devil's advocate, it's aligned. It's devil aligned. But a lot of times these predatory men sense the insecure in the women.
Yeah.
And that's how they know, or that just the woman responds to them and doesn't leave. And they're like, oh, okay, no. So there's sometimes already an insecurity there. And then these type
definitely.
of, men like
She's
feed it.
completely insecure.
And so it's like she might have been like alone, had her own identity and this and that, but still insecure. And then this person who is preying on the insecurity is now driving that insecurity, like, which then is like, oh, now I'm so worried, because the only time I've ever been worried if somebody was going to cheat on me is when I was dating a fucking piece of shit. When I'm dating a normal guy, I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes on to say, like, I went to New York with her, and well, actually, I'll read that part because it's interesting.
Sorry.
But she was very insecure. And, like, at the time, it confused me because I'm like, why? Yeah. Now I understand why, but it was just, she was so beautiful and talented. But she told me she wanted to visit her mother of an ex. Oh, wait. So we went to New York, and she wanted to visit the mother of an ex she had dated back when she lived in New York. Someone she had once been deeply in love with. He had ended things suddenly without warning or explanation, disappearing with another woman. What do you think about that?
That piece of shit is the reason why she married the other piece of shit.
Exactly. Yes.
And then she wants to go talk to the mother of the piece of shit. Well, I won't lie. Like, my ex-husband and his mom is the only thing that made me feel safe sending my daughter over there. So I do believe that you can still have a relationship with your mother-in-laws and ex's family.
Yeah. I mean, she seemed like she really was close to the mother-in-law, but when I was there, I had the feeling that she was like, oh, I'm going to go visit the studio where she did artwork, where she put her artwork there. Yeah. And I knew she was hoping that her ex would be there. And he was. Oh. But so Claire had never gotten closure, and I could tell the wound still hadn't closed. She framed it as casual visit to an old art mentor, the mother of her ex, ghost her. But I could feel the tension in her, lingering questions, quiet longing, and she even like spent like extra time like looking really cute.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know that type. No, that's not what I'm doing. Yeah. But they're literally like not even, but it's not even like, they literally have convinced themselves that that's not what they're doing. Yeah. That's what's hard with these kind of people, because you can say something like, don't you think this is a bad idea? Because if you see your ex, that could bring back some things. Like, it feels like you're trying to see your ex by connecting in this direction. And they'll be like, that is not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. Instead of being like, maybe. But I can feel like I still want to do it. And I really think it'd probably be best if I didn't do it myself. So I'd love it if you came with me. And that way you can, I can get whatever I need out of this. But I'm in a loveless marriage. I'm a Stepford wife. Maybe I want an out by falling in love with my ex again. Yeah. And that'll be a quick.
She thinks she's going to get some kind of answer to like, look at me. Look how good I look now. Oh, yeah. Do you regret leaving me? And then she's probably going to compare herself to the new wife that he was with.
Oh, he was married. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And because she's feeling low, somebody else, and she wants to feel, oh, that's fair though. Like, like,
I would probably do the same thing, honestly.
Look at the one that you fucking said was unattractive. You piece of shit. You know who you are. Oh, I'm just no longer attracted to you. You fat, limp dick fuck. You're lucky I stayed. Gross.
I know. Like, things need to be switched around.
Like, I was like, so lucky to have you. What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like totally reversed here. Yeah.
I do be knowing.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's crazy because I did say that. I said, I think she was still chasing something she couldn't name. But I was hoping there would be closure for her, but, there wasn't, obviously. But, so then...
Wait,
What?
so you went to the fucking thing. Did you see the guy?
Oh, yeah. So he ended up coming, and his wife was there, too. And with a baby. With a baby. And it was, like, super awkward, and...
It wasn't like, she wasn't like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. It wasn't like nice for her at all?
The mother, it seemed like she was happy to see the mom, but when she saw the ex, it was...
Probably not what she thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but I mean...
That happens.
I'm sure she was comparing herself to his new girlfriend.
She probably thought, like, this will be great. I'm going to do this thing, and I look so good. Yeah. Not realizing that it's still going to hurt when you see him.
Yeah.
With somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, there is no how good you look that's going to trump how bad it felt to see the person with,
And it was crazy. I think she had the baby with her and everything, and it was weird. Me being on the outside, but I felt bad for her.
On the outside, I'm looking in.
I felt bad for her, honestly. Like,
I felt bad for her, honestly, like...
Is that a real song?
Well, I was just trying to do it to the Stain song, but I was going to just sing your words, but, yeah.
So, basically, Claire I was revealed that she was just very insecure. And so we still lost touch over... like a decade or whatever, because they moved to New York or something. And so we reunited with them right at the end of my marriage, like when I was like just losing it. And she was completely different. She was like this submitted, controlled woman. Like, she didn't do any of the amazing, talented things she used to do.
Yeah.
And I remember even asking her about it. I'm like, do you do anything for yourself? Do you still make beautiful purses? Do you still... do this and that. She even her first she even did tattoos in my butt. I was her first tattoo on my butt cheek, and it said my ex's name. Yeah, with a banner, a heart and a banner. She's my first tattoo. I'll show you that after the show. But I covered it after a divorce with Rebel. Did you know that?
I did not. No.
You haven't you seen me naked?
Like, a tattoo. There is no love. Nope. That will get me to tattoo a man.
Yeah. That's like my hugest regret, because and this too, when I first got married, 20-something years ago, the first thing my ex wanted to do was tattoo our wedding bands. I was like, oh yeah, of course. And I tried to cover it with a heart. Like, it's supposed to be a black heart.
Yeah.
And now it just looks like I'm even more married to somebody permanently.
I think it looks like...
my butt cheek's better, because now it says Rebel, not my ex's name.
That's pretty good. That's something I wouldn't mind looking at from behind.
Yeah, I was dating this one guy, and he's like, I'm going to smack your Rebel.
And you're like, really? You're smacking my ex?
Yeah, smack that motherfucker. But what were you going to say about this?
A black heart. You're like, I'm not married. I fucking think love gives me a black heart.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound that. It sounds like I'm
But
bitter,
I won't lie. I guess you're probably right. Like, having anything there makes people think that it's a...
Well, doesn't it just look like a big wedding ring?
What you could do is write, like, just kidding.
That's a great idea. I've been trying to think of what to do.
Well, just get it removed. Get the laser. It takes a few times.
It's like really expensive and painful.
It's not actually that expensive anymore.
Really?
I mean, it's still... I mean, that's relative, right? The term. But, like, it's the same price as like laser hair removal at this point. Where you
maybe I will do that.
You can buy like a package where it's like 10 sessions because it doesn't happen. And it's painful, but they give you the numbing cream still. And then like my best friend Jackie had this big, literally solid black cross on her back that was supposed to be something different, but then she tried to cover it up with something else and it ended up just being a solid. And so she started doing the laser removal and she's just super thrilled with it. And it's huge. So like something like that, super easy. And at least what it does,
well, then that makes
if
me
nothing
feel
else,
better.
it can lighten it up and maybe you could do something like lace across your fingers, like all of them or something. I don't know. Like something to like not make it look like
Maybe I could be like H.
Fuck you.
Ho, no.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yes, dude.
Mind your business.
Yes, dude. I could put letters. I could say whatever I want.
Craft me daddy.
For ho energy.
Big
ho energy. Too many letters.
Eng.
Oh my God. You just expanded my mind. Yeah,
Yes.
There's hope.
There's hope. There's hope.
Okay,
right.
so just to wrap up the story, because we're gonna
wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, and it'll be on another episode to finish it. But
yeah, I would say what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this up, and then we're actually gonna have her on our next mini-sode. We're gonna have her read what she was, the rest of her book. Not the whole book.
Yeah, just the chapter.
Just the
about
chapter
the
that she was
Stepford
planning on
Wives.
it. But we wanted to make sure that we wrap this up and let you know our first series on insecure men is like fuck those dudes and like Stepford Wives. Totally. What a great way to like segue into like the first episode of like go out and watch that movie if you haven't, so you can kind of give an idea of like where we're coming from with this, and then and then also stay tuned for the mini-sode where she goes over the rest of the book, so we get the more in detailed like what happened with this chick and like her husband and how she changed,
pretty crazy
and
how
what she put in her butt.
Pretty
Just kidding.
well. I don't. Yeah.
But yeah, and then also we'll do another craft for the mini-sode. So
yeah.
But that was good. That was a good episode. I liked that. There's so much dialogue. I got so much to say about an insecure motherfucker.
Yes, and I want to hear more about what you have to say about.
Oh yeah.
Even though every time you talk about, I just want to punch him in the dick.
Yeah. She's so mad she wants to punch a baby.
I still thought it, but I still couldn't say it.
Well, punch him in the dick is probably better than punch a baby.
Yeah,
I think that was like a Dane
or
Cook
kick
thing.
his dick inside his body.
Kick his dick into a vagina.
No.
We're gonna vagina that dick. We're gonna make that outie an innie. That son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, an outie and innie.
An outie innie. That means we want to punch your dick in an outie innie. It's a new thing. I don't know if we'll ever remember it.
It's a new thing.
But
pay attention, you dictionary people.
Dictionary people. Merriam.
Merriam-Webster.
Merriam, are you watching?
Or now it's Google ChatGPT.
Google.
Now that they're the ones who log the world. But anyways, okay.
All right.
Let's probably wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. So actually,
cheers to not to empty glasses.
Yeah. Nailed it.